The Ottawa Senators are proud to select les Sénateurs d'Ottawa sont fiers de choisir from USA Hockey's National Team Development Program, Colin White.
There's a lot of pedigree in this family. Like I say, he's going to a Boston college. He's compared to Patrice Bergeron.
Stars are proud to pick Harley Thomas.
Little boo-boo there. That'd be Thomas Harley.
Thomas Harley. Canadian, born and raised in Syracuse, considers himself Canadian. The correction just made there as you see the smile. So he's a defenseman.
So I mean, everyone, it was open for everyone. So I mean, to get drafted like an organization like Toronto or Montreal is just an honor, and I'm very excited to happen.
Philadelphia selects from Gatineau of the Quebec Junior League. What did I forget? Giroux.
That's a moment that young man will never forget.
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what.
Forget.
The kid won't be afraid to give it to Clark either.
If there's a kid whose last name is Forget, he probably thought he just got picked.
From asset of the Finnish Elite League, Jesperi Kotkaniemi.
So they do go with the centerman.
And all the heat that Columbus took for taking Pierre-Luc Dubois at number 3 when everyone thought it was going to be Jesse Puljujärvi. Well, now he's their number 1 center, and the power play works around Pierre-Luc Dubois. And this very well may be the case for Kotkaniemi as well, because I don't think he plays next year. Having said that, you just hope that Marc Bergevin isn't sitting on the sidelines watching this decision 2 years from now when he's playing for the Montreal Canadiens.
Proud to select in this year's entry draft from the BC Hockey League, Penticton Bees, Tyson Jost.
Burnaby Joe stays in the BC Junior Hockey League, and this is going to be a very popular top 10 choice.
No question about it. There was no player that interviewed better at the NHL Combine. And one general manager said, that's the best kid I have ever seen in an interview in 10 years of doing it. And you know they're talking to 40, 50, sometimes as many as 80 players. When it comes to Tyson Jost, look at that reaction. Absolutely stunning. That's his grandparents there actually helped him out, and they moved to Kelowna so that he could play in the program of excellence there, and that's why they're so elated. This has finally come to fruition now for Tyson Jost being able to be selected 10th overall.
Here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Jeopardy. Our category today is the NHL, and here is the clue for you. With the 3rd pick in the 2020 NHL Draft, the Ottawa Senators choose this player. The correct response, who is Tim Stützle?
Alex Trebek in to make the pick. Tim Stützle, he is the selection. He's the newest member of the Ottawa Senators.
The San Jose Sharks are proud to select from the Prince Albert Raiders, Ozzy Weisblot.
With the 37th overall selection in the 2021 NHL Draft, the Arizona Coyotes have selected Josh Doan from Chicago of the United States Hockey League. Congratulations to Shane and to Josh. The Vegas Golden Knights are on the clock.
EJ, I got goosebumps. LG, and look at the reaction.
That's cool.
That's what a proud papa looks like. He may be one of the all-time legends in that organization, but right now he's just a dad who's ecstatic.
During the 1989 NHL Draft, Leafs great George Armstrong has a little fun before Toronto's pick.
Detroit Red Wings select from Notre Dame of the CCHA, Riley Sheehan.
But that's okay. It says Bob Clark moment on Claude Giroux in Vancouver.
Pittsburgh, premier choix de Pittsburgh, numéro 66, Mario Lemieux.
Mario, Gaspadelli had told us that you would not walk to the Pittsburgh table. Your reaction, your feeling?
Well, I don't feel to go downstairs on the floor, and because I think Pittsburgh don't really want me enough. to go downstairs, so that's why I'm staying here. They called Gus last night and they had a meeting, and it's looking good for the future.
At the 1970 NHL Draft Lottery, a roulette wheel was spun to determine whether expansion teams Buffalo or Vancouver would get first pick overall. The Canucks had numbers 1 through 6 and the Sabres 7 through 12. Vancouver assumed the 2 1s were Roman numerals and they'd receive the top selection. But in fact, it was the number 11. And Punch Imlac's team won the rights to draft Gilbert Perreault. That turned the Sabres into an immediately very good team, while the Canucks ended up with Dale Talon and 20 subsequent years of mediocrity.
The Quebec Nordiques are very proud to select as first pick overall in the 1991 NHL Annual Draft le Général d'Oshawa, the Ligue Junior de l'Ontario, from the Oshawa Generals of the OHL, Eric Lindros.
You'll notice that Marcel Aubu, the president of the Quebec Nordiques, presented Eric Lindros with a sweater. Eric Lindros just simply took that sweater, draped it across his arm. He will not put the sweater on. He made that perfectly clear to the Quebec Nordiques.
Jersey, can I ask, are we going to have a special presentation here? Jersey's final selection will be made by Martin Brodeur.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Montreal Canadiens are proud to select from the WHL Tri-City Americans goaltender Carey Price.
This is a big leap.
Oh, man, this is off the books. This is right off the reservation.
You had Carey Price, Bob, rated as the 7th overall pick, but a lot of people thought he might drop down to the late teens.
There's nothing wrong with Carey Price's athleticism, and he's a great handler of the puck, and he's very technically sound, and he's a big body presence and all that in goal. But you think about it now. Jose Theodore, Cristobal Huet, they traded Matthew Ganon. They have Jan Donis, who they signed as an unrestricted free agent coming out of Brown University. This is not a fit for Montreal. They have so many other needs. They are very unproven on defense. They just let go of Patrice Brisebois. They don't have a big body presence down the middle at center. Yes, they have Radek Bonk, who they got in the Ganon trade. That's a huge price they paid to get Bonk. I don't know about this fit at all for Montreal. They have so many other needs.
Well, I would normally announce who has the first selection, but we have 3 trades to announce before we get started. First, Vancouver trades Brian McCabe and its first-round pick in 2000 to Chicago in exchange for Chicago's first-round pick in the 1999 draft. That's 4th overall. Tampa Bay trades its first-round pick overall, the first-round pick in today's draft, to Vancouver in exchange for the 4th pick overall in 99, previously acquired from Chicago, and 2 third-round picks in 1999, the 75th and the 88th overall. The third trade, Vancouver trades to Atlanta the 1st pick overall in this year's draft in exchange for the 2nd pick overall this year and a conditional 3rd-round pick in 2000. What that all means, the picks in this draft 1 through 4 will be made as follows. 1, Atlanta Thrashers. 2, Vancouver Canucks. 3, Vancouver Canucks. 4, Tampa Bay Lightning. The first selection in the 1999 NHL entry draft belongs to the Atlanta Thrashers.
Well, how's that for excitement to start the 99 entry draft? Brian Burke indeed got to 2 and 3, and you can be assured, Greg Millen, that he made a deal before he moved the pick to the Atlanta Thrashers, the number 1 pick, that they would not take either of the Sedins. He's engineered this so the 2 Swedish phenoms will be Vancouver Canucks.
We're very proud to select for Marshall Spink, Team Modo, the Swedish Elite League, Daniel and Henrik Sedin.
Patrick and Peter Sundstrom played together. So did the Ferraro twins, and so will Daniel and Henrik Sedin. Now we know, or at least they've said yesterday, they are going back for sure to play with Modo in the Swedish Elite League next season, maybe for the next 2 years, but Now that they're together on a National Hockey League team, could that be changed?
The draft lumbered into its second day, and as the 11th round neared, Sabres GM Punch Imlach and Director of Communications Paul Wieland were inspired to have some fun.
The time came and I was sitting there and we're getting comatose practically. And I don't know what started it, but I think it was Imlach said the first thing, we ought to draft someone that nobody knows about. So then we all jumped all over it, right? Yeah, that'd be funny, wouldn't it, if we drafted what about a guy that doesn't really exist?
It was Wieland who suggested they make the player Japanese, and he knew instantly what the last name would be.
When I was a college student, I drove down Route 16 to go from Buffalo to St. Bonaventure, and I would pass the Tujimoto store. And that name just stuck in my head.
But they needed a hand with character development, so they picked up the phone and called Joshua Tujimoto.
He said, yeah, they wanted to know what a Japanese boy's name was. So he said, Taro was a real popular boy's name. And then they asked him, what's the Japanese word for sabers? And so he said katana. So that's the Japanese samurai sword, is a katana.
We thought, boy, this is going to be funny because he's going to have to spell Taro Tujimoto back 16 times. So it came time, and Buffalo ready? Yes, George Imlach here, okay. Who does Buffalo select? He goes, Taro Tujimoto. And that was it. And it was fun. And we're just like holding our, like covering our faces so we don't laugh.
And that was it. Campbell didn't call them on it. Wieland and Imlach had slipped one past the league.
We didn't swear secrecy, but we just came out of there and said, we're not telling anybody. The owners thought we had a Japanese hockey player coming. We never told them.
So it was that Taro Tujimoto of the Tokyo Katanas snuck into the NHL record book. Come September, his name was on the Sabres training camp roster, and the team even had a stall set up for him.